So today I turned 37 years old. And I realized, as you look back at the last couple of years on my birthday, I've kind of always done a things I've learned episode. At 35, I did the 35 things I learned over my life. And the feedback that I got for that episode was pretty great. And so I kind of continued that. And last year, I think I did 5 or 10 things I learned in the year. And so I wanted to just take a moment. I'm actually recording this the morning of my birthday, and I'll release it right after I record it. But I wanted to kind of sit and reflect of the things that I've learned over the last year, which was my 36th year of life. And I wanted to share the top 5 things with you that I either learned or relearned this year, because there are moments that we learn something and we tend to forget. And there's certain things in life that we need that reminder, that tap on the shoulder. And so I wanted to share some of these things with you, and I hope that it brightens your day, it enlightens you a little bit, and maybe you take away something to kind of look a little bit deeper into these lessons that I've learned. And the first thing that as I sat down and reflected on this last year, the first thing I thought of was that being present in a moment is a skill that we all need to learn. And I mean being present even when you are by yourself, or being present when you're with a significant other or a friend or a group of people. To be present in that moment is truly life-changing, right? The memories become greater. The ability to show somebody that you care, that you're listening, that you hold them to such a high esteem that you're willing to stop whatever is going on in the world and focus on them. Because even in this world of COVID, we're still moving at a rapid pace, right? There's always 10,000 things going on, whether it be the kids are being crazy, the phone's ringing, the text messages, the social media. There's constantly things that want to distract us from that moment. But having the skill to be present is something that has changed my life completely. It's helped me build the relationships I've built. It's helped me focus in on the podcast, the guests I get to interview, and all those other things. And so I think this is a skill that can be learned. I'm self-diagnosed ADD my whole life. I was never a good student. And becoming an active listener and being present in the moment is something that I have learned over my life. It's a skill that I have gotten better at. Obviously, I don't find myself to be perfect, but it's a skill that I've gotten better at, and it's something that I need to constantly remind myself of, because being present changes your life. It's easier to find gratitude when you're present in the moment. It's easier to see people for who they are when you're present in that moment. And so that's the first lesson: is be present in any moment, as however you can, right? Just be totally present. Number 2 is the constant reminder to myself that life is happening for me and not to me. Life is happening for me and not to me. To not get into that victim mindset of woe is me, or why am I always being attacked, or why are all these things always happening to me? You can say, what is this here to teach me? What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? How can I take this moment and make it something great for myself and others? I really believe God's never going to give you a challenge you can't handle. But obviously, it's up to you to realize this and make the most of any situation. We're constantly being tested with things. I've tried to have an event since 2020, and because of the pandemic and what's happening in the world, it constantly got moved. And now, May 2022, it's finally happening. But the question I always say to myself is, why is this happening for me? What can I learn from it, and how can I continue to evolve and give to others? And so, I think that that's a reminder that we need all the time. It's a lesson learned and relearned constantly, to not fall into that victim mindset and just to say, why is this happening for me, not to me? Number 3, you have to make sure your cup is full at all times. You are priority number 1. You are the person you should love the most. Therefore, you're the person you should take care of the most. You need to make sure that you have a full cup so you can take care of others. I know a lot of people listen to this podcast who want to be in a position in life where they are a thought leader in a space, or they want to give to others. They want to help lift others up. They want to motivate other people to live a better life. And the reality is, you can't do that from an empty cup. And so I really have, in 2021, I've really begun to live 100% as that person who goes, my cup is full, and what overflows is for everybody else. Because if I'm not at 100%, I can't be the boyfriend I want to be. I can't be the bonus dad I want to be. I can't be the friend I want to be. So you have to make sure your cup is full, whatever that looks like for you. Now, I do that with daily routines. There's 4 things I do without negotiation every single day. And those are the things that make sure my cup is full. And I'll share them with you very, very quickly. So I take a 3-mile walk every morning with my girlfriend. That's a non-negotiable. I get to move my body, get to reconnect, get to be present. I don't stare at my phone first thing in the morning. I get up and I walk. Number 2, I reach out to somebody I care about every single day and make sure they know I'm thinking about them. That fills my soul to know that I can be there for somebody I truly care about. Number 3, I learn something new every day. If we aren't learning and we aren't growing, then we can't help others. So I make sure I'm either reading a book or reading an article or listening to a podcast. I learn something new every single day. And number 4, I visualize. I visualize what I want my life to be. I visualize where I want to go and the goals that I have. And I visualize myself in those moments. And here's the key to my visualization practice. I attach the visualization to an emotion. And once you feel that emotion, the action becomes easier. So those are the 4 things I do every single day to make sure that my cup is full. And so therefore I can give to others. So as you're listening to this, jot some things down that you know, hey, this fills my soul. This fills my cup. Do those things daily without negotiation. It doesn't have to be first thing in the morning. It doesn't have to be this crazy routine, but a daily practice that you can create. Start with one thing and keep adding to it. And that's what I did, and it made it a lot easier. Number 4, in my 36th year of life, I learned that health is wealth. You know, I've shared on this podcast multiple times about overcoming limiting beliefs and where my limiting belief came from being that person who could work out every single day. And the reality is I was able to break through that limiting belief. And I have a simple but not easy 3-step process to overcome any limiting belief that I've been doing in my life time and time again, and I never did it for my health. And I decided to double down on that at the beginning of the year. And here we are, August 27th, 2021, and I have remained true to being that person who works out 4 to 6 days a week. And it has obviously truly made me a better person. It's made me be more present. It's helped me fill my cup. It's helped me work on my business better. It's helped me improve my relationships. And so number 4 in this 26 or this 36 year of, I wish I was 26, in this 36 year of life is health is wealth. And number 5, this is something that I've really doubled down on with the Growth Now movement and my life and soon to be this event coming up, is that community is everything. You know, I talk a lot about the people that you spend the most time with, right? The Jim Rohn quote of you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And that's so insanely true. But as people who want to make an impact and people who want to lift others up, we always want to spread that out as best we can. And I've realized that community is everything. So whether you're building a community for others to come and help lift them up there, or you're joining a community to help, you know, to find people that are similar, to find your tribe, community is truly everything. And without having the right community, we will fail. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this country right now, of great divide and me versus you and name calling and all of these things. And I realize that if you can find that strong community, you're not going to get lost in the shuffle of me versus you. You're going to sit back and go, wow, I have this incredible community that I've surrounded myself with, and we're able to move forward, whatever that looks like for you. We're able to move forward in these moments together in order to create a better world, right? And so community is absolutely everything to your goals, to your relationships, to everything. And so understand that this year, which was my 36th year, it was truly community is everything. And so those are really the 5 things that stood out to me this last year of my life. And those are things that I'll continue to carry with me into my 37th year that begins today. And it'll be things that I'm able to double down on and continue to grow and get better in all of these skills. And so what I encourage you to do is to take a look at your life going forward in the next year. And what are the things that you've learned? What are the things that you want to learn? Be really specific about the things that you want to learn in your life. These don't happen by chance. These happen by proximity. So if you want to learn something, going back to community, surround yourself with the right people that you're able to learn the things that you want to learn, get better at the things you want to get better at. And so I want to thank you guys, as I do often. I want to just thank anybody who listens to this show for coming along on this crazy ride. And here I am at 37 years old, and I feel like I'm just beginning. I joke around a lot and say, oh, I'm old. But I feel like I'm just beginning. And I just appreciate you guys so much for sticking around. And if you're not yet, follow me on Instagram. My handle's at Justin T. Shank. I'd love to have you shoot me a message, and maybe we can connect there and chat. And I spend the most time there. So come hang out with me over on Instagram. And I want to thank you guys so much for just being a part of my life. And I hope that we have many more years to come of me being able to do these yearly episodes about the things I've learned. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll talk to you soon.